Alright you guys, so I want to share with you my day 1 and day 2 Bath & Body Works SAS Summer 2026 haul. If you have not checked out my early access BOPUS order, please click the card above to check out the things that I got on Sunday from BOPUS. And today we're going to get started. Today's lip color is none other than one of the best reds they have on the market, and that is Ruby Woo by MAC. Been wearing this for years. I did not put a liner on with it today. It's just Ruby Woo. And my fragrance for today is Karaoke Heart by Juicebox. You guys, I have gotten several compliments on this fragrance. It smells so good. This is a boozy, fruity, tropical, exotic type of fragrance. It is good. So that's the lip color and the fragrance for the day. So yesterday, you guys, which was Monday, was the official first day in store, June 15th. So I got to the store really late in the evening and it was like a madhouse. So much so, you guys, till I got a little story about my store, one of the SAs. So this is a part-time worker. Well, most of them are probably part-time workers, but this girl was part-time, and the store was in such disarray and so disorganized. What I did was asked her to check to see if these things were 70% off. Now, I could have made a big deal about it and went to the manager and was like, look, this was on the 75% off table, so can I get it for that? So I was like, since the store is so crowded, I'll just ask. And the things that were not 75% off, if I didn't really want them, I did not want to get them. So it's like she just instantly got an attitude with me. So as I was giving her the items, I ended up dropping one of my wallflower bulbs, and she was like, you can leave it in the bag, in the basket. So I was like, okay. So after she did my transaction and she scanned the little $2.99 coupon, and once she finished, I attempted to give her the 10 off 40. So what she says to me is, you can't stack coupons, which is fine. I was like, oh, okay. I said, so we're going to have to do this in 2 separate transactions because I want to save my $10. Now, a wise SA would have said that from the beginning, because you know the 2 coupons that are circulating. And if you know this is an issue, to be courteous to the customer as well as make it less stressful on yourself, just give a reminder. Just be like, be mindful that these $2.99 items, you cannot combine this with your 10 off 40. So she called her manager up, and the manager was like, well, yeah, we're gonna do that. And you know, me and the manager, we vibe. So she was explaining to her how to do it, and so she went ahead and she split the order up with the wallflower bulbs and the hand soaps, and then to my other items. So once she got to the one with the other items where I could use my 10 off 40, she was like, put your phone number in. I was like, I don't know the number that's attached to this account. So I was giving her the phone to scan. Well, I kind of slid it in front to scan. I said, you can just simply scan the card if you would have given me a chance. So I was like, okay, this is a public setting. Just be a nice lady. So I just looked at her, and she started to call her manager, and she asked her manager to come up and finish my transaction. And I told the manager, I said, I did not mean to irritate her. And she was like, well, you know how it can be getting off your second job. She'll be just fine. But long story short, people were in high emotions. And when you take these part-time jobs and they have big events like this, just check your attitude in the back, okay? Because I don't feel like I deserve that, you know. And I know my order was a little disorganized and a little bit all over the place, but some of this stuff could have been prevented. You should have just reminded me as the SA, be mindful that you cannot use both of these coupons. And we've known from the top that I wanted to split the order up. So long story short, made it through the store and I was pleased with my order. And I only went 80 cents over. I had a $100 gift card. I went 80 cents over. And that was the end of the story. So let's get into this haul. So I did get some of the $2.99 soaps and wallflower bulbs. And this is the bag. So these are some soaps that I did want. I got 2 of the coconut lime verbenas. I actually want more of these, but I do want to wait now until they go to 75% off, because today they're like 50% off, and that's more than $2.99. But this has fragrance notes of zesty lime, lemon verbena, and coconut water. From that same collection, I got 2 of the cotton candy grape. It has fragrance notes of juicy grape, fluffy cotton candy, and sugared citrus. And I picked up one of the toasted marshmallow pop. This has fragrance notes of marshmallow fluff, pink candy, and popcorn. So that's all of the $2.99 hand soaps. So I wanted to pick up some more of the wallflower bulbs. So I got me 2 of the Midnight Blue Citrus. I got 2 of the white t-shirt. And I got 4 of the spring apple. You guys, I am so in love with this scent. I have it in the car disc. You know, the disc that people say that don't work. They work for me. But I have this scent in the car disc, and I put it in there last week, and I can still smell the scent. It is so nice, so refreshing. It's the same as the candle. It has fragrance notes of apple tree, vanilla, and sweet pear. It's that pear that's making it so good and airy. So I got 4 of these. So that's all that I got on the $2.99, and I think that was like 13 items, and I ended up paying $42.88. So I got those items, and then I went ahead and I got the other items where I could apply my 10 off 40. So as I walked in the door, you know, it was 75%. It's normally right there in the front of the store. And also on one of the end caps, they did have these out there. And this is the little Billy tote bag. And I thought this was cute. I have one by Trader Joe's, and I do have one by Tabitha. And I just kind of keep these in the back of my truck, just so I can have an emergency bag or a bag if I go into a market that doesn't, you know, do the bags. But I think it's cute. It's just a cute little novelty piece. Should it have been $10? No, I don't think it was. Should have been $10, but I just went ahead and got it. Alright, also on the front they had the 75% off, like I said, and I picked up 2 of these Vanilla Romance hand lotions. I picked these 2 up. Also on the 75% off, every time I go in store I smell this and I'm like, I do like this. I'm not a huge raspberry fan, but it's something about this Sweetest Song. Every time I go in store I smell it. I don't have anything from this collection, so I decided to get these 2 moisturizing body wash, and I was hoping that they had the sugar scrubs, but they did not. So I got these 2 for 75% off. They have the fragrance notes of blush raspberry, sugar crystals, and whipped musk. So I got those 2. And believe it or not, this was on the 75% off table, you guys. It was there. It ended up being 50% off. So that was my whole reason for asking her, because after watching other hauls, I saw that most places had it for 50% off, but it was on the wrong table. And I could have made a big issue out of it, but me trying to be logical and courteous to my favorite store, I was like, okay, all the 75% off stuff, if it's not, I mean, the things that I picked up off 75, it was this and 2 other items I think that I got off 75%. If they're not that price, you know, I'll just wait instead of pushing, you know, the pen saying that, okay, it was there. And by right, they're really supposed to give you the price wherever it's advertised or sitting. It's not my fault that the store is junky. So I did pick this up. This is Covered in Roses. It was 50% off. So this is the laundry detergent, and this is the only one that I saw in the store. Even when I went over to the 50% off table, I didn't see any of these. So I got this. And I wish they had the crystals, but they didn't. So I was like, it's okay, whatever. And out of all of the body care products, there was only one thing that I wanted. I did smell the other bringbacks, but I knew that I probably didn't want those. I'm familiar with Wrapped in Vanilla. I'm familiar with Poppy, as well as Open Sky and Saltwater Breeze. I am familiar with those, and I knew that I didn't want them. And I smelled some of the other ones. That one in the green, I can't remember the name of it. It did smell good to me, but as I was walking through the store, it started to smell more floral than I would want it to smell. But it was a pretty fresh scent. I said that I was going to go and smell it again, and I've been hearing everybody talk about that Cactus Blossom. I don't even think that I smell that, but I'm gonna go in store and smell that one. But I decided to get this, the Lemon Pomegranate. Y'all know I do enjoy lemon scents. This has fragrance notes of lemon, creme, red pomegranate, and iced raspberries with white woods and peony petals. Yeah, this is nice. I think I'm going to get another one of these. I like the tardiness that this gives, and it has that sweet lemon note in it. So I do think I'm going to go back in store a little later and get another one of these. So that's the only body care items that I picked up, were these 3 items here. I also picked up some candles, you guys. With these candles, I picked up 3 from the $7.99 table, and I picked up 1 from the $12.99. So the one from the $12.99, you know, initially on my BOPA's early access order, I had 4 of these, but I swapped one of them out for the raspberry snow cone. So now I have my 4th coconut lime verbena. It has notes of zesty lime juice, creamy coconut, and lemon verbena. So I now have 4 of these. And from the $7.99 table, I picked up the Pina Colada. Nice and fruity. It has fragrance notes of coconut milk, blended pineapple, and a splash of rum. Also from the $7.99 table, I picked up the Sea Salt Coast. It has fragrance notes of salted driftwood, lime, and ocean breeze. This is a nice candle. I do like this. And I picked up one of the Viva Brazils. I'm shocked that these are already 75% off. This has a little funkiness to it, but I got it anyway. I'm shocked that these are that price. So I went ahead and I got one of these. Those are the items that I purchased on yesterday, the very first day. And like I said, I had other things to do. I could not get there in the AM. And by the time I arrived, it was like after 7 o'clock. And when I tell you, it was people everywhere in that store. It was just totally ridiculous. So today I went to another store in the AM, and it was the first thing when they opened up at 10 o'clock. And I was going in there with the purpose, looking for this in the sugar scrub. They did not have it. So I found myself over at those $7.99 candles again. which to me, I just feel like it's just a cool little price, $7.99. That's better than Candle Day, even if I didn't have a coupon to attach to it. I did have a $10 off on the 4 that I bought here. I don't remember what I paid for them, but they were like I want to say $6.79 if I'm remembering right. But I did use one yesterday, but today I had no coupon. So I picked up another banana cream latte. I had mentioned in my haul from Early Access that I wanted to get another one, so this makes number 2. It has whipped banana, smooth espresso, and frothy sweet cream. And candle number 2 that I picked up today is sweet kiwi and starfruit. It has fragrance notes of golden kiwi, juicy starfruit, and solar woods. All right, also when I went in this store today, I was really shocked that they had a 75% off fragrance. It wasn't the fragrance that I wanted. It was Vanilla Romance, and I don't need that because I do have the body care as far as the cream, the body butter, and the fine fragrance mist. But I have Altair, which reminds me a lot of that. I don't need that, so being that I already have something that's very similar to it, or it's very similar to, so I had it, and when I was gonna just keep it and gift it to somebody. When the SA rang it up, she was like, oh my god, they put this on 75, and I was like, yeah. She was like, wow. I was like, you can have it. And she was like, no. I said, look, you could have it. I was only getting it to gift to someone. And she was like, thank you so much, ma'am. So I left that for her to purchase, the Vanilla Romance. All day after I left there at 10:30 this morning, I was thinking about Gingham. You guys been around, you know that Gingham is one of my beloved body care scents that I do really enjoy from Bath and Body Works, especially during the summer months. And I saw where some people was finding this for 75% off, and I was like, ain't no way, I probably would never find this in one of my stores. So you guys, I went back to my store that I love to frequent. When I walked in the door, you guys, on the 75% off, this cute little canister was sitting there. Now, you know, this retails for $70, and this blue is just so pretty. I do enjoy the Gingham fragrance, and I'm hoping that, well, I've used the little pens in the past before. I can't remember how strong they were. I guess they were pretty strong because the fine fragrance mist, if you layer that with the body butter, it's pretty good. But you guys, I was so excited to see this, and I'm like, this was for me. It was for me. It was meant for me to have it, you guys. And I did not go to this store. It was nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I went to this store, because I didn't see this on yesterday. And maybe it was just too crowded where I didn't see it, or they had not put it out. I don't know what it was. But it's mine. It was sitting there waiting, so nice, waiting for me. And I now have it. So I was able to get this for $17 and some change before tax. So I'm glad that I have it, because like I said, I do enjoy Gingham. And if it's nothing more than just to layer with some of my other fragrances that I really enjoy, I'm fine with that. But I was happy. So to me, this is like a gem find for me on day 2, you guys. So that's my haul from day 1 and day 2. My goal was to really get candles. That was really my goal, because most of the candles that I have in my overstock are candles that I particularly don't want to burn. But now I have candles to burn, or either to put under my lamp warmer, and I'm excited about that. You guys, I always tell you that a candle and a hand soap is a very easily gift to give, and most people are happy about it. So these things don't always get used up in the house. I do oftentimes give these as, you know, unexpected events and gifts like that. So I want to thank you guys so very much. I greatly appreciate you. Please be patient and nice with the SAs, but don't let them try to get you together, honey. Stand your ground, but you know, just try to be nice, cordial as you possibly can. I'll see you guys in the next video, and do not forget, you, yes, you are great. Bye-bye.